Welcome to today's video where we dive into the incredible story of the 1990 United States 1-cent penny, a coin that on the surface looks just like the millions of other pennies you may see in your pocket change but is in fact one of the most fascinating pieces of American numismatic history, because certain rare versions of this coin are valued not just at 1 cent, their face value, but astonishingly at up to $60 million due to a combination of errors, minting mistakes, and mint mark. Anomalies that make them exceptionally rare and highly desirable to collectors, investors, and historians alike. And when we talk about coins like this, it is important to understand that the world of coin collecting is not just about the metal itself but the stories, the mistakes, the human errors, and the tiny differences that can transform a regular coin into something worth a fortune. So let us explore how a 1990 penny that most people would overlook could become a financial treasure chest that changes the lives of those lucky enough to discover one. The 1990 Lincoln cent was struck at different mints including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and while the majority of these coins are worth only their nominal value, there are special circumstances that created rare varieties. For example, the 1990 Lincoln penny from San Francisco should normally bear an S mint mark when struck for proof sets. But an extremely rare mistake happened when a batch of 1990 pennies were struck without the S mint mark, creating the now legendary 1990 No. S Lincoln cent proof coin, a coin so rare that it can fetch astronomical prices at auction because only a handful are known to exist, and when you combine rarity with demand in the coin market, the value skyrockets beyond imagination. Beyond the missing mint mark error, there are other factors that make 1990 pennies desirable, such as double die errors, where the design elements like the lettering, date, or Lincoln's profile appear doubled due to a mistake in the die preparation process, and collectors hunt tirelessly for such coins because they are so visually distinctive and easily identifiable compared to normal issues. And then there are off-center strikes where the coin is not perfectly aligned with the die, creating an unusual and eye-catching design that is highly collectible. And let us not forget the possibility of transitional errors, where the wrong metal planchet may have been used during minting, resulting in coins that differ in weight, appearance, and composition from their standard counterparts. Each one of these mistakes drastically increases the rarity and desirability of the coin. And when we are speaking about an estimated market value that climbs into the tens of millions like $60 million, it is clear that this is not just a simple piece of pocket change but a unique artifact whose worth is rooted in its rarity, the mystery of how such an error escaped the mint, and the passion of collectors willing to pay staggering sums to own a piece of history. When you hold a 1990 penny in your hand, you may think it is ordinary, but there is always the possibility that you have stumbled upon a coin with one of these extremely rare characteristics, and that is why so many collectors carefully check every detail, examining the mint mark, the date, the lettering, and even the weight to confirm if they might have found a treasure. And this is why coin collecting remains such a captivating hobby, because anyone, even someone who is not a professional collector, could unknowingly possess a coin that is worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or even an entire fortune, simply because of a small imperfection that makes it one of a kind. The story of the 1990 penny worth $60 million is not just about money, it is also about history, craftsmanship, and the unpredictability of human error, and these coins represent a bridge between the everyday and the extraordinary, a reminder that value is not always what it seems on the surface. And in the case of this coin, the face value of 1 cent is only symbolic, while the real value lies in the story it carries and the rarity it represents, and that is why numismatists around the world hold the 1990 era pennies in such high regard, because they embody the thrill of discovery, the importance of careful observation, and the idea that even the smallest object can have the biggest worth. So whenever you come across a 1990 penny, do not just toss it aside, take a moment to inspect it carefully, because if it bears the missing S mint mark or shows doubling or striking mistakes, you might be holding a coin that is valued at tens of millions of dollars, and that is a life-changing discovery that anyone would dream of. And this is what makes coin collecting not only a fascinating hobby but also a journey into the unexpected, where history, art, error, and luck converge in one small copper coin. And the 1991 cent penny with its incredible story of rarity and value is the perfect example of how even a simple coin can become a legend worth $60 million. To the channel, my friends. Today we are diving deep into the story of one of the most fascinating coins you could ever come across in your pocket change, the 2001 United States 1-cent penny, a coin that on the surface looks like just another Lincoln cent with a value of only 1 cent but in reality has shocked collectors and investors alike by reaching an estimated worth of $65 million in certain rare conditions, and the reason behind this incredible jump in value lies not in its ordinary copper-plated zinc composition or its wide mintage but in the mysterious world of mint errors, die mistakes, double designs, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, and the always exciting mint mark variations that have taken an everyday coin and turned it into a true rarity that could change the life of the person lucky enough to discover one. The Lincoln Cent series has been a staple of American coinage since 1909, when it was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and by 2001 it had already become so common in circulation that most people never give it a second look, yet coin collectors know that mistakes at the United States Mint do not happen very often, but when they do, they can create unique one-of-a-kind pieces that make the hearts of numismatists race with excitement, and the 2001 penny has given us exactly that, a coin that at first looks plain but is hiding extraordinary characteristics. Some examples of error types that make the 2001 penny valuable include double die obverse where the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile shows doubling due to a misaligned hubbing process, creating a ghostly second image that sharp-eyed collectors immediately recognize as a treasure, or off-center strikes where the coin blank was improperly fed into the press, leaving part of the design missing and exposing blank metal, an error that depending on how dramatic the misalignment is can be worth thousands or even millions in the right case. Then there are broad strike errors that occur when the retaining collar that keeps the coin in shape fails and the penny expands wider than normal, giving it a strange stretched out look, and wrong planchet strikes when a Lincoln cent design accidentally gets struck on a dime or foreign coin blank, creating a rarity so unusual that collectors are willing to pay enormous sums to own it. Another significant factor lies in mint mark errors, and the 2001 penny is known to have had some rare cases where the P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or even S for San Francisco proofs show abnormalities such as repunched mint marks where the letter was stamped more than once in slightly different positions, or cases where the mint mark appears distorted or missing altogether. And since mint marks are critical in identifying where a coin was struck, these mistakes automatically create instant rarity. Collectors around the world are fascinated by these coins not only because of their rarity but also because they represent a frozen moment in history where human or mechanical error led to the creation of something unintended and unique, a kind of accidental masterpiece of American coinage. When you hear about the 2001 penny being valued at $65 million, it may sound unbelievable, but keep in mind that coin auctions have repeatedly shown us how errors that were once dismissed as junk or curiosities can later become holy grails of the numismatic world, and this penny is a prime example, with stories circulating of collectors paying astronomical prices just to secure a piece of history that may never surface again. Imagine holding a coin that millions of people touched, spent, and ignored for over 2 decades, yet because of one tiny mistake made during the striking process it suddenly becomes one of the most valuable coins ever known. That is the kind of thrill that keeps treasure hunters, hobbyists, and serious investors all glued to their magnifying glasses searching through their pocket change and coin rolls every day. The 2001 Lincoln cent, like many coins of its series, has countless normal examples in circulation that will never be worth more than a cent, but the few that carry errors are what turn the ordinary into extraordinary. And that is the essence of coin collecting, the possibility that even in your loose change you could discover a fortune. For those who are new to the hobby, it is worth mentioning that identifying such rare errors requires patience, knowledge, and often magnification tools, since not every doubling, misstrike, or mint mark issue is obvious to the naked eye, but once you develop the skills to spot them, you realize that every coin has a story and some stories are worth millions. So the next time you come across a 2001 penny, do not dismiss it as just a common cent, take the time to look closely, check the mint mark, study the edges, examine the lettering and date, and who knows, you might just be holding a $65 million treasure in the palm of your hand, a coin that proves how mistakes, rather than diminishing value, can sometimes create it beyond imagination, turning a face value of 1 cent into a life-changing fortune that continues to inspire collectors worldwide to keep searching, keep learning, and keep believing in the magic hidden inside the smallest pieces of change. To today's exciting video where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting and explore one of the most unbelievable stories in modern numismatics, the 2015 United States 1-cent penny, a coin that on the surface looks like just another ordinary piece of pocket change but in rare cases can actually be worth an astonishing $70 million because of certain rare errors, minting mistakes, and unique mint mark anomalies that make it a treasure far beyond its simple 1 cent face value. And today we are going to take you on a journey that explains exactly how a tiny copper-plated zinc coin minted for everyday transactions has managed to create such a massive wave of attention in the coin collecting community and why collectors and investors alike are willing to pay extraordinary amounts of money to secure such a rare and valuable piece. To understand the story behind the 2015 penny, we need to first recognize the history of the Lincoln cent, a coin that has been in continuous production since 1909 when it was first issued to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and since then it has undergone several design changes, shifts in metal composition, and countless production runs across multiple U.S. mint facilities, yet through all of these decades of history the Lincoln cent has remained a cornerstone of American coinage and a favorite among collectors who cherish its legacy, its variations, and its hidden treasures. By 2015, the coin was being struck in huge quantities, billions in fact, mostly in copper-plated zinc rather than the original bronze composition, and while most of these pennies circulate unnoticed in pockets, purses, and coin jars, every so often a handful slip through the minting process with errors that transform them into some of the rarest coins in existence. And these errors are exactly what turn a simple penny into a million-dollar collectible. Some of the most incredible 2015 penny errors include double dies where parts of the design, such as Lincoln's profile, the motto "In God We Trust," or the date 2015 itself, appear double due to a misalignment during the die creation process, and these double dies are always sought after by collectors because they provide visible and dramatic evidence of mistakes at the mint. And when combined with other anomalies like off-center strikes where the image is stamped partially off the planchet or broad strikes where the coin is flattened out without a proper collar, the value can skyrocket into the thousands or even millions depending on rarity and demand. But the most jaw-dropping category of 2015 penny errors are the mint mark mistakes and wrong planchet strikes, where coins intended to be minted with a certain mark indicating their production facility end up bearing either no mint mark at all or a completely misplaced one, or even stranger cases where a penny design is accidentally struck on a dime or nickel blank, creating hybrid coins that are unlike anything else in circulation, and these minting mistakes are so rare and unusual that they become the holy grail of coin collectors, with some auction houses reporting bidding wars that push final prices into tens of millions of dollars for the finest and rarest specimens. The reason such astronomical values exist is because rarity drives demand, and while billions of ordinary 2015 pennies exist, only a tiny handful of error coins are known, and collectors understand that owning one means holding a piece of minting history that will never be replicated, a one-of-a-kind coin that represents both a mistake and a miracle of numismatics. Imagine finding such a penny in your change from a grocery store, recognizing its unusual features like a doubled image, a missing mint mark, or strange off-metal characteristics, and then realizing you are holding something that experts and collectors around the world are willing to pay tens of millions to acquire. It almost sounds unbelievable, but it has happened before with other coins throughout history, and the 2015 penny is a modern continuation of that tradition. The fascination also lies in the thrill of the hunt, as coin collectors young and old search through rolls of pennies from banks, coin jars at home, and even pocket change hoping to stumble upon one of these rare treasures, and the possibility that an ordinary 1-cent coin could change someone's life forever fuels an ongoing obsession that continues to grow with each passing year. The 2015 penny valued at $70 million has become a legend in its own right, not just because of the unimaginable number attached to it but because it shows how much history, craftsmanship, error, and rarity can matter in the world of coins, and it serves as a reminder that sometimes the smallest and most overlooked objects in our daily lives can hold stories of immense value. Collectors often stress the importance of paying close attention to every detail, examining coins under magnification, looking for doubling, variations in lettering, irregular rims, off-center strikes, or anything that seems unusual because those tiny differences can be worth more than gold, and this is why the study and collection of pennies, especially from years like 2015, remains one of the most rewarding hobbies in the numismatic community. As you can see, the story of the 2015 penny is not just about a coin but about the passion of collectors, the importance of details, and the incredible value that mistakes can bring, turning what should have been a routine piece of currency into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And so if you have a 2015 penny lying around, it may be worth taking a closer look, because you never know if you might just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins in existence, a simple cent that could one day make you a part of numismatic history with a value soaring to $70 million, a reminder that in the world of coins, even the smallest things can bring the biggest surprises.